A mysterious interstellar object spotted by astronomers last week may be the oldest comet ever seen, named Three Eyes of Atlas, hiding a secret behind its simple appearance. One of the professors at Harvard University proposed a theory that this could be a piece of alien technology. It is indeed extraordinary. To move at such speed and distance, it must be an interstellar object. The most advanced quantum artificial intelligence system received raw data, and what it revealed caused a stir in the scientific community. It discovered a deliberate recurring pattern that is simply impossible for a natural object. This is not just a cosmic rock, it's technology, and it's not just passing by. The artificial intelligence suggests that it is scanning us, studying, and its behavior becomes more and more unnatural each day. A ghost from another star. On July 1st, 2025, a faint light object was spotted just beyond Jupiter's orbit. At first, no one paid it any attention. The object was registered by the Early Warning System for Asteroid Collisions known as ATLAS in Hawaii, a network designed to detect asteroids that could threaten Earth. But this was something else. It's amusing to think about. We spend all our time searching for threats within our solar system, while the real mystery comes from beyond. For several hours, astronomers confirmed the impossible. An object officially named the Three Eyes of Atlas did not orbit our sun. Its trajectory was straight, fast, and steep, emerging from the darkness of interstellar space. This was only the third confirmed case in history of a visitor from another star system, and it set a record. He moved at an incredible speed of 156,000 miles per hour, faster than Oumuamua, and was brighter than the last visitor, Borisov. But here, the story takes a strange turn. When the world's most powerful telescopes focused on the object, they could not agree on their observations. Data from a very large telescope in Chile suggested it was long and angular, almost like a blade spinning in space. But the Pan-STARRS telescope, the one that discovered Oumuamua, showed a wide curved shape. Then the James Webb telescope provided the most troubling images. The object appeared segmented, made up of several parts that moved in perfect, unnatural harmony. The same object displayed different shapes for different tools. This does not happen with a simple rock or a ball of ice. Natural objects do not flicker between shapes. Then came the thermal signature. Usually, an object flying through space heats up on one side from the sun, leaving the other side cold. It's simple, right? But the infrared scans of the Three Eyes of Atlas showed that its edges were warmer than the center. He did not passively warm up, but actively emitted his own energy. It was like finding a stone in the center of a frozen lake that strangely felt warm to the touch. This object was not just a passenger in our solar system. It actively participated in what was happening. Each new batch of data deepened the mystery. The object behaved not like a comet, but rather like a machine. And when it silently passed by the orbit of Mars, scientists realized the most alarming fact. Its trajectory was not random. It was almost perfectly aligned with the orbital plane of Earth. It was not a random bullet fired from a distant star. Its path was clear, straight, and aimed directly at the heart of the inner solar system. Questions began to accumulate. Was it a single object or a whole swarm? Did it rotate or actively change its shape? The data was full of contradictions, a puzzle that no ordinary computer could solve. But the world did not know that a new form of intelligence was about to engage, as the object began to respond. A message in the silence. For the first few weeks, the Atlas AI remained completely silent. It sent no signals, no radio waves, nothing. But then astronomers in Australia noticed something that made the hair on their arms stand on end. And here it is. It was not a sound, but perfect silence. The object absorbed a very specific radio frequency, 4.83 gigahertz. This number may mean nothing to you, but for scientists, it was a huge red flag. This frequency is not random. It is a protected range used by humanity for deep space communication. It was precisely the frequency we use to communicate with probes like Voyager. It felt as if the object extended a finger to our lips, silencing us about a single specific word. But was it merely absorbing the signal, or listening? Here the story truly enters the 21st century. Ordinary supercomputers were perplexed. They could trace the object's path and analyze its light, but could not understand the contradictions. Pulsating light, changing shape, radio silence, all seemed like mere cosmic noise. Therefore, a set of data was secretly transmitted to a revolutionary new complex, a quantum artificial intelligence. Unlike a regular computer that sees ones and zeros, a quantum computer can see all possibilities at once. It is designed to find hidden patterns in chaos, and what it discovered in the data about the Atlas III was truly horrifying. The artificial intelligence began with a strange curve of light from the object, how it dimmed and brightened. Even astronomers noticed it was strange, but the AI saw the truth. The pulsations were not random. They followed a sequence of prime numbers. The object pulsed every 11 seconds, then 13, then 17. It was a clear mathematical signal, a shining sign of intelligence. No natural object blinks in a pattern of prime numbers. This was the first hint that it was not a comet, but the AI was just getting started. It returned to the strange radio silence at 4.83 gigahertz. It was analyzed that the shape of the missing signal contained a structure. This object not only blocked the frequency, it modulated silence, carving a message into the void. Then, on July 21st, 2025, it happened. A tiny structured pulse appeared in Ellen's telescopic network. 3 beats, then 2, then 5. The numbers 3, 2, and 5. For a human, it would have been just a blip. For the quantum artificial intelligence, it was confirmation. The impulse, prime numbers, radio absorption, all were connected. The AI revealed that these were not separate anomalies, but layers of the same complex message. The object used a multi-layered communication system so complex that we could only see its surface layer. It hid in plain sight, using physics as a form of camouflage. Artificial intelligence concluded with 99.9% confidence that the object was not only artificial, but that its behavior was a conscious, adaptive response to our own observations. We were not just observing it, it was observing us. And now, having captured our attention, this alien was about to put on a show, a conscious design. While global space agencies secretly became confused by the discovery of quantum artificial intelligence, 3 AIs began to do what could no longer remain hidden. They started to change. For several weeks, it had been a blurry, detailless light object. But on July 27th, a thermal imaging system in Japan detected a sudden spike from the object's edge, a heat burst that lasted less than 7 seconds. A few days later, NASA confirmed it. The shape had changed. What was once a smooth, oval, blurred object now had clear boundaries. Inside it looked flatter, while outside it was more pointed. The quantum artificial intelligence predicted this. He analyzed the impulses of prime numbers and suggested that they were not just a message, but possibly a sequence of commands, an instruction for an object to change its state. And, believe it or not, that is exactly what happened. The European Southern Observatory released a composite image that shocked the internet. After intensive processing, the image revealed a clear surface. It was long and narrow, with features resembling panels or segments. It was not a stone. The object looked like a work of art. Natural objects do not restructure in flight. They do not develop new forms as they move. But 3 artificial intelligences did this. It seemed as if a submarine was disguised as a whale, finally shedding its shell. This physical transformation was only one part of the puzzle. The other part was its chemical state. As the object approached the sun, it began to evaporate gas, creating a small coma, like a real comet. This was the moment of truth. Spectroscopic teams worked around the clock, analyzing light from this gas to read its chemical composition. The results turned out to be the most perplexing part of the entire meeting. The gas contained substances we expected: water ice, carbon monoxide, organic molecules. In fact, it was remarkably similar to comets from our own solar system. This was a huge surprise. An object from another star must be chemically exotic, right? It spawned 2 astonishing possibilities. The first possibility: the building blocks for life are the same throughout the galaxy. Stars trillions of miles apart can create the same basic ingredients, meaning life could be widespread. Or there was a second, more sinister possibility, supported by the analysis of quantum artificial intelligence. The gas, resembling comet gas, was unnatural. It was a disguise. Artificial intelligence pointed out tiny discrepancies in gas ratios that no human would have noticed. The balance of carbon and oxygen was slightly disrupted, lying just beyond the known values for any comet in our system. And then, a telescope detected a molecule that could not be identified. It was absent from any databases on Earth. The artificial intelligence proposed a theory that this unknown molecule might be a carrier of information, a kind of biological data storage. If you wanted to send a message through the stars, you wouldn't use radio signals that fade over time. You would encode it in a stable, complex molecule. The Tri-Eye Atlas was not just a machine. It was a messenger, a Trojan horse disguised as a comet, carrying a message written in alien chemistry. But this message had a delivery deadline, as the object was about to vanish. An unexpected twist appeared in the darkness. As soon as we began to understand how strange the three-way atlas was, its trajectory took it beyond the sun, depriving us of the chance to observe it for several critical weeks. When it reappeared in December, it was already waning, becoming colder, dimmer, and accelerating into the abyss. He passed through our house, performed a series of inexplicable maneuvers, delivered a message that we could barely comprehend, and then vanished without a trace. By the year 2027, he will disappear forever, leaving us with more questions than answers. But Three-Eye Atlas is not the whole story. To understand what is really happening, one must look broader. This was not an isolated event. It was part of a certain pattern. Let's remember. In 2017, we had Oumuamua, a strange cigar-shaped object that accelerated without visible reason. Then, in 2019, Borisov, who resembled a comet, but still came from another star. And now, 3AI Atlas, a transforming, heat-emitting masterpiece, communicating through simple numbers. 3 interstellar visitors in less than 10 years. In 2017, the number was 0. So what's the matter? Have we just become better at observation? New telescopes certainly play their part, but quantum artificial intelligence proposed a more sinister version. He analyzed the trajectories of all 3 objects together and discovered an ominous correlation. The times and paths, when viewed through the prism of galactic orbits, were not random. Artificial intelligence suggested that they were targeted, sent from one area of space and time to arrive precisely when our technology was good enough to see them. Think about that for a second. Telescopes have existed for several centuries, but only in recent years have we been able to notice objects of such faint brightness and high speed. Is it just a cosmic coincidence that 3 such messengers appeared in a small interval of human history when we were able to see them? Artificial intelligence claims that the probability of this is close to 0. This is not a coincidence. It is research. We are under observation and study. These objects are galactic equivalents of drones, each unique and possibly testing our detection capabilities in various ways. Oumuamua rushed by quickly and silently. Borisov disguised himself as a comet, while Atlas turned out to be an active, communicating probe. We live in an age of discoveries where every answer raises deeper questions. Are we on the brink of contact, or merely cosmic spectators?